Welcome back, folks. Last video, we deployed the Hub Resource Group, Virtual Network Gateway, and Login Linux Workspace and Sentinel. So this time, we're going to build the other two resource groups in the other two subscriptions. So we're doing pretty much the same thing as far as the resource group and VNet build goes. Same code structure as the hub. Now let's just go run all this at the same time. You can obviously put this in a function or just run the entire script if you wanted to, I suppose. All right, good to go there. So we should see another resource group. And there's my VNet. Okay. On to the next one. And let's just grab all this. Notice it didn't ask me again for the password to get the secret. It cached it from the last script run. All right, looks good there. Oh, hit enter. All right, good to go. So we got all of our VNets in Azure created, all the resource groups that are required. So the IP space is there. Okay, so there's all that. So next thing we need to do is configure peering between the networks because default configuration is these, well, I should say the VNets inside these resource groups are isolated. So this is one VNet that can talk to itself, one VNet over here that will only talk to resources on it, will only talk to itself, if that makes sense. So we want to peer everything with the hub so we can talk across all three of these. So to do that, we can set up some peering. And this is just getting all the VNet and the resource group information. And then you'll notice I have a set AZ context. This is only because I have to switch back and forth from subscription to subscription here. So this is calling my hub subscription. This is calling the red subscription, and then back to the hub, back to the blue. Probably could do this all and do all the hub and then do all the other VNet peering, but you know, this is just how it came out of my brain. Okay, looks good so far. Okay, there we go. What did Docker do? Quit. Okay. All right, so that one was hub to red. If we go in here to our virtual network and peerings, and there we see our hub to red peering. All right, let's go hub to blue. All right, good to go there. And if we go back into Azure, that one was the blue one. Go over here and look at peerings. And there we should be all good to go. All right, let's go back to hub and make sure we see them both. All right, all good. So what this allows us to do is we can deploy resources in these resource groups in the blue and the red subnets, but when we connect to the VPN that's in the hub, we can still access all of those resources in the other virtual networks. One thing other to know here, none of this none of the resources I deploy as part of this lab is going to have any public IP addresses. So everything is considered local to Azure, and the way we connect from my local client to Azure is via the VPN. If you go back to the other video, you can sub out a Bastion host here for the VPN. Totally up to you. I prefer the VPN experience over the Bastion host, but personal preference. I'll put the code in there for that as well. All right, so that's it for this one. Next time we'll probably start deploying domain controllers in the blue and get our clients and everything squared away there. All right, thanks for watching.